My name is Elliot Gall. I'm an associate professor in the Department of Mechanical and Materials Engineering. In my research, we study the quality of air inside buildings where we spend nearly all of our time. It may come as a surprise to people that indoor environments tend to actually be more polluted in terms of air quality than outdoor environments. We're interested in the study of exposure to emissions from wildfires inside buildings. And so here, living in the Northwest, I think we're all familiar with wildfire as a natural part of the landscape. With climate change, it's becoming more frequent, fires are becoming more intense, and emissions from wildfires contribute to substantially degraded air quality in the western US and even across the entire United States. One of the first things that people are told to do during a wildfire event is to go inside. But your buildings are not perfectly sealed from the outdoor environment. That wouldn't be a good thing if they were. And so those emissions from wildfires can actually enter your indoor space, and you might be exposed to the emissions of wildfires inside a building. And so what our lab is working to do is to try to understand the factors that might contribute to that intrusion of wildfire smoke into a building and how we might prevent it, and also the strategies we might employ to try and remove that smoke once it's inside a building. In my lab, we have a variety of techniques and technologies available to us to characterize air cleaning systems and also air quality more generally. One of the tools that we recently put in my lab is a large environmental chamber. This is essentially, think of it as a room within a room that allows us to control the quality of air inside a well-controlled space so that we can study it, perturb it, change it in some way, and measure it essentially. My laboratory includes analytical devices that are able to measure the oftentimes very low quantities of air pollutants that we care about in air. There's a lot of things that people can do to take control of their indoor air quality. One of the things people can do is to remove sources from their indoor environment. So this would include things like combustion sources, which might be natural gas combustion in your home. If you can switch over to electricity-based appliances, that removes the source of air pollution into your home. Building materials are another important source of indoor air pollution. So specifying low-emitting building materials or replacing high-emission materials for low-emission materials is a great idea. Another thing people can do to take control of their indoor air quality is to think about how their home is ventilated, right? So all the buildings that we spend time in should have outdoor air entering the building at some rate so that what is inevitably emitting into the space is replaced with outdoor air. That's sort of a core fundamental purpose of our buildings. Historically, we've assumed that outdoor air is clean when we design buildings. With climate change and the challenges that we're faced with in the coming decades, I think people are starting to take stock of the reality that we're not going to be able to assume that outdoor air quality is good all the time. So air cleaning, I think, will feature prominently as we think about how to keep people healthy inside their buildings in the future. My name is Elliot Gall, and I study the quality of air inside the buildings in which we spend nearly all of our time.